doing? What are we doing?
We're detouring, you bitch. That's true.
Oh shit, what is this? And the escalator's taking us up. Someone's behind us, they want to walk. Is it moving? No, I'm just drunk.
Anthony's a lush. He's a mess. He's a drunk. He can't handle himself. And now I'm the baby.
That's
I have to deal with it. Shit out of my face.
famous now.
Now I'm Big A town. Big money on the court.
Now keep going, hold it.
If everybody can please turn their attention to the big screen, our story is about to begin. Hello everyone and welcome to M&A's Excellent Adventure! My name's Michael. My name's Anthony. And we're going to tell you a story. Wow.
What an absolutely beautiful crowd we have here. Wow, we got a lot of new faces. So thanks so much, everybody. I really look forward to seeing you afterwards. This will be fun.
Absolutely. We're having a really good time here. A lot of awesome people. Anime Detour. Let's hear it for all of you. This is actually my very first convention ever. So that fucking rules because you guys are super awesome. So thank you for welcoming me.
And I'm looking around the crowd, and surprise, surprise, my mom did not show up. So
Yeah. Anthony, why don't you go ahead and take care of that, and I'll let him know what we do here. All right. We tell improv stories where one of us, tonight's me, knows the premise, the characters, and has a general idea of where the story is going to go, and the other one, Sam Anthony over there, has no idea what is going on and is just coming along for the ride here. So, how are you holding up, buddy?
yeah, no, it's fine, it's fine. Improv, that's kind of one of those things that we love to do. First off, in the spirit of improv, let's talk about our process a little bit. Of course, for improv, there are general guidelines like rolling with the punches, for example, right?
And, saying yes and instead of just shutting down an idea outright.
And most importantly, you gotta stay true to the character given to you.
And exaggerating some of those quirks and seeing how it plays into the story.
And as Michael said, part of the fun is thinking on your feet and going along for the ride. Oftentimes, when people see improv, they use audience interaction to make suggestions and create a totally original story. As some of you may have noticed, we walked around and got strips of paper with awesome one-liners. So, yeah, a silly phrase, a funny sentence, these are all in this hat, written by y'all, and we're going to try and kind of draw these out throughout the story and have a good time with them. So,
Absolutely, like we've told you a million times now. We'll be drawing those throughout the story and seeing how it plays into the scene. And then, if any of you are into content creation, trying to get into the podcasting world, anything like that, hopefully, while we tell our story, while we do our thing, hopefully you're able to take away some knowledge from that. But more importantly, let's just have a good time tonight. And then after, of course, we might dig into our process a little bit more, talk about how we started, open it up for some Q&A. But before we do jump into things here, we have a few housekeeping items, if you will. Rule number 1, no heckling.
no flash photography, please.
No attempted wooing of either host of this panel here.
No battle cries into the ether.
No avenging your father's death,
And
for sure.
most importantly, no refunds. And with that, Michael, I think they're ready.
I think they're steady.
I think their palms are hot and sweaty.
With anticipation to witness our glory.
Michael,
Anthony,
let's
tell me a story.
Tell them a story.
So let's get into it here. Anthony, introducing your character.
So, just a preface for some of those who just came in, I have no clue who this character is going to be. I gotta walk through this story.
And I do.
And this premise.
And I know what's kind of going on. And you don't know anything.
Okay, so
All right?
let's just get this thing rolling here.
Take notes.
Okay.
Your character is AJ Cage.
Okay, AJ Cage, completely original character.
Absolutely. You are extremely positive and optimistic.
Oh yeah, I am extremely optimistic. Is my middle name. It's a long middle name. Thanks, Mom.
You love a good fight.
Show up.
You love a good fight.
I can never turn out in a good fight.
Absolutely. And you never underestimate the power of friendship.
All good qualities to have in a
I think
person.
we can all take
Absolutely.
away something from the
Okay.
power of friendship.
Sounds good.
Now let's jump on over to my character here. Greg Cage.
Hold on, Greg Cage.
Greg.
Okay.
Yeah. You
Greg.
just call me Greg.
Okay, thanks, Greg.
Yeah. I'm your cousin from the city. I like to take it easy. And I haven't seen you, my cousin, in years.
Wow.
It's been a long time.
That's
but
really sad. This will be a great reunion. Okay.
I think so. So with that, Anthony, I think that everybody, all the beautiful, beautiful Anime Detour guests here in front of us are absolutely out of their minds with energy and honestly anger with how much making them wait.
Michael.
And so I think it's time we tell me a story. Tell me a story. Tell me a story! Tell me a story!
Tell me a story. That's what we're talking
I
about.
dreamed of doing that.
Right. That's a really sad dream, but let's.
So let's set the scene here. Cousin AJ has arrived, looking around, and you've got a pretty magnificent house there. Or, I'm sorry, Cousin Greg, my bad. So I've arrived and I'm looking around. Wow, this is really strange.
Wow, they're really loud.
They're really loud.
They're out in the country. You brought them with you from the city. Let's turn it down on your thingamajig right there. You know, I know I'm super optimistic, but there's a line to be drawn.
Oh, the birds just kind of died. And that was really jarring. Well, they're gone. But this must be Cousin AJ's house, because this is the address that he gave me. So, I guess let's take a look inside and see what we can find.
Oh, hey there, you must be my cousin Greg. I haven't seen you in years, but you still have that little dimple on your face. How you doing, bud?
Yeah. Hey, man. I'm doing good. It's good to see you, cousin. Just kind of, it's a cool place, cool house. I was not expecting it. But how are you? It's been a while.
To be totally honest here, I got in a couple scraps in school. They were awesome. They were really beefy. My principal really said that, they were a good learning experience, and the optimist that I am, I couldn't turn it down because, I can't turn down the fight, but I took it as a learning experience, and I'm a better person for it.
So, like...
Roll Tide.
So you're fighting. Like, I guess I just didn't know you had it in you.
A lot of people underestimate me, but, what they say is kill them with kindness, and if you can't kill them with kindness, kill them for real, so... That's what I can say. Greg, are you okay?
I guess I'm sorry for being so weird. There's just a lot on my mind. It's just like, I've been really struggling with a lot of things lately. Good for you. It's just like, I can't seem to shake the feeling that America deserved 9/11. And I just...
Wow, right out of the gate, Greg. I haven't seen you in years, and that's how you approach me. I know I'm an optimist, but that's a bit of a stretch, don't you think?
I get it. It's like, it's weird, and it's not... It sucks to think. It sucks to be...
Greg, please. Please, at least, let's go over some tea.
I know I'm drops that cool and that, and that's just my thing, but it's just I can't escape it, man. I just can't. But so I actually came here to try and get my mind away from that before jumping into seeking professional help.
Well, listen, I heard the trauma dumping, but that's next level, buddy. I think the reason why I kind of, you mentioned you wanted to come over, and I had that expectation, but the thing is, if you really think about it, we do have our own ghosts that we got to deal with, right? For example, sometimes I can't sleep because if footsteps sound like two wet plungers kissing the floor, you better bet I'm not checking into that. And that's kind of the bomb you just dropped on me right there. They were wet plungers on the fucking floor.
Okay, hold on. One more time for me.
I said verbatim, if footsteps sound like two wet plungers kissing the floor, you better bet I am not checking into that. When you're sleeping at night and you're thinking about 9/11 and whether or not it was important to our history, that's what I'm thinking about. As the eternal optimist, I like to think a little bit lighter on things. But.
So we've kind of got our both have our thing that we're dealing with right now.
Oh, absolutely. As any good anime character does, we have our own internal struggles.
Our own, yeah, sure. Well, I don't
always cope with it.
Anime character.
Yeah, anime.
That's cool. No, that's cool.
And
for sure.
sentence.
All right, yeah. I think let's just let's take a breather, right? Let's step outside, get some fresh air.
Okay.
Because we're both under a lot. I'm as an empath, I'm really feeling going through something.
I'm really feeling like you're far away from your microphone.
I know. So let's take a step outside. And let's just breathe it in, man. Let's just kind of, yeah. It feels nice. Feels good.
It really feels good to be able to live like this.
It's
I feel better than those folks in the cities.
It's
really
gorgeous in here.
The
cities, you said.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
I live
have no hate or disrespect for the city, but you really can't discount the quality of life you get in the countryside.
No, I get that.
The beautiful birds that died when you came.
Right. And I hear you, for sure, but I don't know how to not feel disrespected from that. You said no disrespect, and if you could walk me through how I'm not supposed to feel disrespected from that comment.
Well, sometimes when I walk out on my balcony, I feel like it's going to be legend. Wait for it. Wait for it. Dairy. And it's a legendary day, and that's how I sleep at night knowing I'm not in the city.
Okay. Well,
Full circle.
that's fine. That's fine. And I get that, you know, and being out in the countryside, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous out here. I mean, you really lucked out in being able to live in this area. And so the only question I kind of have for you, because obviously this requires a different way of life, and I know we haven't really seen each other
Just
in a
spit it
while.
out, Greg. I know you just want to say it. Just
So
spit it
like
out.
when you're getting down to it, like it comes twice.
Oh, yes, it most certainly does.
Okay.
And I have no response to that, so.
I don't know what I wanted out of that.
Well, you got what
But
you
it
wanted.
wasn't that. It wasn't that.
And she certainly got what she wanted too. I didn't write it.
Very good. Very good. I'm super happy for you, man. But I think there's somebody coming up and approaching us here.
Maybe it's a friend.
I don't know.
They look very friendly to me.
They don't look all that friendly.
You're going to really want to try to negotiate getting out of what's getting ready to happen.
Oh shit! They don't look friendly at all.
They look really familiar, though.
They look manipulative as fuck.
Well, hi there, gentlemen. AJ, I've heard of you.
Dr. Phil from the hit show Dr. Phil.
I knew he looked familiar.
What are you doing here, Dr.
What
Phil?
are you doing here, Dr.
And
Phil?
where did you get that much hair?
Don't worry about my hair. It's all natural.
I
This is how it
certainly bet
grows
it is.
in. But you know what? You're in for a world of hurt. Because I've heard about how much you've been fighting and scrapping and something about plungers in the night that you're not willing to check on.
Hold on. Please. You can just call me boss instead of AJ. And then I come on and I throw a huge punch towards his face because I can't turn down the fight. Boom!
Not this time. I've been bested by people like you before, but I have a secret weapon. And I will not be made a fool. And he leaps into the air.
Because there can be a lot of things happening. Going home ain't one of them.
Going home is not gonna happen for either of you. Who's this sidekick you have, by the way? There's this like mopey.
You're talking about my cousin Greg? I met him for the first time in like several years. He's a fantastic gentleman. He's got a couple ghosts in the closet, skeletons in the closet, but nice enough guy.
Thanks for that introduction.
Oh, I certainly could.
Dr. Phil, this is surreal, but I'm a huge fan, and I love your show. It's amazing. Dr. Phil slaps the shit out of Greg.
Greg, you gotta stand up for yourself, man. He didn't challenge me, so I can't turn down this fight.
Oh no, I'm here for you, AJ, and I don't need any smart mouth city boy running around here trying to cause trouble. This is between you and me.
My spidey senses are tingling. And then I come on in and I go in for a big old kick.
And you knock his wig right off of his head.
Dr. Phil, I knew that was fake. Even as optimistic as I am, I knew you were full of shit.
Shouldn't have done that, AJ. You shouldn't have revealed my baldness. And Dr. Phil starts glowing and growing in size and getting more powerful, collecting energy. AJ, man, I think that we should leave. Oh, you're not going anywhere, and I will tell you both. 2001 call. They just hit the second tower.
that this won't lead to 20 years of destruction and terror, but I'm not 100% certain. My IQ results just came back, and they're negative.
I'll say, how's this for a second tower? And Dr. Phil throws a crater. AJ, he got away. He got away. Maybe we call it a day.
Greg, no.
Maybe
we can't.
No,
First off, I only have 3 truths. First off, I can't turn down a fight, and he just fight. Second of all, I can't let this kill my optimism as much as he killed that second tower. And third of all,
very strange that you made a 9/11 reference. Like when I'm having my issues with that, that's perpetuating the issue. Like I know we have like a big thing we're dealing with right now, but it is weird that Dr. Phil was in on that because like now I'm more bothered. It's just.
Why does he always walk on me whenever I interact with Dr. Phil? Why is he walking on me?
I don't know.
I know I need to look on the brighter side of life, but
yeah, but
no,
like
he makes it so hard. Okay.
And floating into view, we see an enormous floating fortress, chains shooting down to the earth. Maybe we ignore it.
Ooh, well, I guess you could. That's code word for let's fucking do this shit. We're going in for the kill, Greg.
Okay.
We're my naming AJ Cage.
And again, I hear you, and I love you, cousin.
I hear you and I love you too.
You are trying to kill us, I think. Because like this,
as I said before,
I came here to deal with my 9/11 shit. I didn't come here to die.
As I said before, and I hope this segues here, but if you can't kill them with kindness, kill them for real. Thank you.
They were alive before they were dead.
And they're alive now, and they will be dead.
Let's do this.
Let's do this, cuz!
We head on up to Dr. Phil's evil fortress. How are we going to get through the gates?
Well, easy. You hop on my shoulders, and then when I get close to the top, you're gonna grab my ankles, and I'll just do a front flip, and I'll flip you over like a trebuchet. You know, like this classic 1480 or CE.
No, I'm familiar.
Oh yeah, just making sure you're familiar where the counterweight goes over.
Yeah, no, I know.
And it propels the weight
Yep.
over. Okay, so I hop up on your shoulders. Okay. I grab the top of the gate.
I don't know why we're doing this. You are definitely stronger than me. This
And
is the
with
wrong
my
order of
hardcore
operations.
ass from working out 24/7, I trebuchet my cousins over the gate.
Holy shit!
And I come along with him, of course.
And I look up, I land right at the feet of the big.
This is your last chance.
Okay, hold on. He saw us do this.
Well, admittedly, that was pretty impressive. I'm a big fan of trebuchets and kind of just old war machines in general. That was pretty sick.
You know what else is sick? Among Us balls these nuts, and I go in for a big punch in the fucking face. Boom! Right there. Dr. Phil, this is your last stand.
Yeah, both of us together, Doctor, we're gonna take you down. And Dr. Phil slaps the shit out of Greg again. Oh! This sucks!
Greg, come on!
Dude.
Why did you skip leg day? You were always kind of
I don't fight people.
Well, I do. And if you're my cuz, I know you got fighting blood in you. So try it again. I'm not even gonna help you this time. Just going for the kill.
It doesn't matter how hard you fight. Because you don't know what I've got. What the hell are those?
I've heard of those. The legendary golden socks? How did you obtain those, Dr. Phil?
That's right. Daniel Radcliffe's golden socks.
Daniel Radcliffe's golden socks? Do you even poop? That's none of your business. You must have sat my pants, Dr. Phil. How the fuck did you get those? Last I saw, they fell in a vortex.
I certainly know a guy. Let's just leave it at that. But with these, I will rule the world, and there is nothing that you can do to stop me.
Nothing, you say?
I don't know, AJ. I mean, these socks seem like they're the real deal. And honestly, it was a long way up here. I warned you about the stairs, bro. I'm winded. And I'm not ready for this fight. This is so weird. Dr. Phil has Daniel's socks and you want to fight him?
Come on, Greg. That's not the weirdest thing that happened here, okay? Let's be honest.
It is. What's weirder? The trebuchet thing was weird that worked. That was pretty sick.
That is pretty sick.
That was pretty
all right.
sick, though.
I say we should go in and fucking go for the kill. What do you say?
With the power
Cousins
of
for life?
I think we can handle this.
Cousins for life? Bump nuts?
Cousins, you're pushing really hard.
Bump nuts?
Okay, yeah, I'm all for it. We bumped. Don't punch my arm. I'm so
We doubled
fragile.
fist and punched Dr. Phil. We double fisted Dr. Phil.
And he Lego Yoda screams off into the ether and drops the socks along the way.
Last call. Bar's closing.
You know, he talks a really big game. That was really easy.
I feel like that was a bit too
really
That was really easy. But we got the golden socks now, so that's pretty sick.
Well,
Whatever that means.
you know, it's just like I always say, it pays to be a power bottom. And I always say that.
Say it now.
Oh, I always say that. Yes, absolutely.
I don't know how to balance.
Well, what now?
I say we're just trying to go back home, see what these golden socks are all about, you know, what the hype is.
So we head on back home. Well, this was a very interesting adventure, cousin. I wasn't expecting it. I came here with 9/11 problems and I left beating up Dr. Phil, and I have golden socks now.
Well, this is all in accordance with the prophecy, whatever that means.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's your thing. You're this whole countryside. I'm a city guy, and you know, maybe the city is where I belong.
Maybe the city is where you belong, because I feel so good out here. I feel a lot better than you.
Well,
No hate, Greg.
you know, before I do pack up and make my way back home, where is my corn dog?
Greg, I thought we agreed to not talk about that. I thought we agreed not to talk about that, but
It's fine. I will get it the next time I come back, however many years that is from now.
hopefully, well, later rather than sooner. But yeah, love you, man.
I love you too. And scene.
There we go. If we didn't get to yours, I'm so sorry, but we will hang these up in our office and we will.
Should we read the one? Yeah, let's read
Let's read
the
these here. Okay.
I don't know why I keep doing this. It's better to hold it.
So, first off, did you hear I started CrossFit? That would have been really fitting for this story.
For this.
Props to you.
It takes a lot of balls to play golf the way I do. That's really funny. That's really funny.
Okay, this might be one of my favorites. His wife's mother's cousin's dog said so.
Alright, I just about yelled this one and then realized that would be a bad idea. I have a bomb. I'm not gonna yell that. I'm not gonna yell that. I don't.
I have a feeling there's a
And I'm
theme
not
going
gonna yell
on
it
here.
out. Oh, should I whisper? That's more friendly.
You know, Dr. Phil could have had this one says, a particularly vicious chihuahua. I can't imagine. And
I thought that one said Dr. Phil for a second. I was like,
no, that's
crazy.
wild. And then the last one here.
Walk into a Walmart.
Yes.
And hell yeah.
Yes, and.
Because sometimes, dude, you just need to walk into a Walmart.
And with that, thank you everybody who threw in a suggestion. And
They're
that was
beautiful.
super fun.
Please
They're beautiful.
give a round of applause for yourselves. Those are the funniest parts of the story. Absolutely. We started off really hot there. 9/11, and it just that was a pretty powerful first punch. Yeah.
It was absolutely fate. I
was
told the person who said they were going to write this, I said, there's no way in hell I'm reading that. So Michael grabbed it, so he could read it. I didn't have the balls for it.
I'll do anything if you pay me enough, I guess.
So that's pretty much the story here, but yeah, Michael, I mean, why don't you take it away a little bit?
Yeah, so podcasting, improv, storytelling, comedy, all of the things that we dabble in. We've been doing this for over 2 years now.
I'm sure it doesn't show.
Right. And we were working on a project in my garage together, and if any of you are familiar with the podcast network HeadGum, anybody at all? I did not think so. Well, they have a lot of comedy podcasts on there. And it just was a big inspiring moment of like, that's what I want to do. So I came up with this idea of a silly little storytelling podcast and approached Anthony, and the rest is history. Herstory.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. There you go.
I guess, I don't know. I mean, like, we were kind of opening up for a Q&A session, but I'm not quite sure if anybody has any cues for us to A, but...
we can see.
Yeah, sure.
What about the, if you want to get right off the rip there, we can definitely jump on in, Joe.
Yeah?
Sure?
What's your cue?
Do you believe in women's rights?
Do we believe in women's rights?
Do we believe in women's rights?
Of course.
Yes.
Yes.
What a softball question that was. Literally a pretty easy one to answer. Boom. But yeah, and as a lot of you can see, so it's, I don't know if there are any improv purists, quote unquote, but since one of us kind of has an idea of where the story's going to go and we can steer the ship a little bit, it makes for better storytelling generally, and it's all about the content. It's all about the entertainment. That's the word I'm looking for.
To be totally honest, the reason why we go back and forth on premises is just because we don't have enough friends.
That's entirely true. Yeah, that's why we do that. But a lot of it too, I mean, there's things that we like to throw in there with each other to shake it up and make it a little bit more true improv. There were a million different ways that Dr. Phil could have lost his wig. The wind could have blown it away. He could have tripped and fell. But he was losing that wig one way or another, because we all know Dr. Phil is notoriously bald and bad.
That's bad.
But, doing things like these lines from a hat, which thank you all again, those were so fun to read. It made the story a little bit about 9/11, which I was not expecting. But that's what happens when you're live. When you're live, anything can happen, Anthony. We got 2 lines for that. That's weird. We got 2 different 9/11 lines. That's what's so crazy to me. And I knew both of them. You didn't get the other one. That's not fair. I really had to incriminate myself in this episode.
And then he blew up the mountain.
I thought that was pretty. He did deliver a pretty good one-liner there. Was this for a second tower? That was pretty.
We have a fantastic question right in the back. You can come up here or shout it.
Did you all notice the guy about facing the doorway on the second 9/11 joke?
Did we notice the what?
A guy about faced in the doorway.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The second
Walked up to the door. He heard the line. He was like, nah.
Was it
my mom.
Or is that Anthony's mom?
He said, and I quote, no.
Not my kind of panel. No. That's fair.
That's pretty big for our
if
show.
If you walk past a room and you hear anything about 9/11, I'm probably just gonna not participate in that panel. This is like, no.
So, yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of a peek into our process. One of us just comes up with that premise, the character. Sometimes it's a lot more vague and loose, and sometimes we're like, you know what, this would be a really cool story. Let's throw a couple things in there. Many of you don't know, Dr. Phil is an on-running villain in our, we've kind of created a multiverse. And throughout dimensions, Dr. Phil has made appearances
Dr.
as
Phil is
this
worse than Thanos.
super villain. Daniel Radcliffe's golden socks are also very much a recurring theme there. So I figured, you know what? Played a little safe, throwing some us favorites, and it's fun to work with there. Joe.
Sure.
Do you guys have this really graphics in every episode?
No.
Yeah, we're getting.
Yes.
We're getting. Who's doing the episode? Who's editing that week?
Yeah, that does kind of depend. There was an episode where I forgot to record us.
Yeah, you forgot to record.
So I had to find different facial expressions, and thankfully in the episode everybody was really buff. So
You
I
need
just
video record.
yes,
Okay.
video.
Yeah, video record.
Yeah, that would work for audio, and it would just be gone. Yeah, for YouTube we forgot to record our video during the story, and so it just was like a picture while we were talking. And so what I did is I grabbed some awesome buff
Selfie photos.
Some really like buff cartoon characters, and then just put our faces over
You
them.
can probably just pull it up.
Yeah,
I
I'm
can pull
sure
it
I
up
can
like
find it here.
something, but yeah, it's pretty.
I'll dig around.
Well,
It's pretty beautiful.
But yeah, so that's kind of the deal with rolling with the punches a little bit. Sometimes it's a learning curve, and you just fuck shit up. And
I have no idea where I'm supposed to find this actually.
oh, never mind, forget it.
Yeah, never mind.
But yeah, question for it, please.
Kind of on that note, how long did it take you guys to like find your groove and like, kind of figure out the kind of rhythm you wanted to go with for your improv?
That's a really good question.
That's a really good question. So, it honestly, I wanted to do like 3 or 4 test podcasts before we did any of them, and Michael convinced me to just kind of start, just putting them out there, and we're gonna get better as we continue. And like I said, we are not like experienced. Like we've done improv, but like we don't go to classes. We don't go to conventions for improv. So honestly, it really just kind of came down to, I think we started finding our stride after like our 10th or 11th recording, going back and forth and realizing, hey, we have some silly banter back and forth, but more so like fleshing out and actually, leaning into the character is kind of where, the true optimist, for example, with AJ Cage. It's silly when the second tower gets struck, he can still be like, I still feel pretty good about this here. Not that that's good, but yeah. Just after a couple months of recordings we got, so we started finding our stride a little bit, but we're always trying to develop and make things and improve ourselves, because the fact that we're here right now is pretty huge for us, just because we have people who have never heard of us or seen us, and y'all sat through that, so kudos to you. That's awesome. Thanks so much. That's just kind of fun. So hopefully, if we come back next year, we're even better, or tolerable a little more. That would be great. But yeah, I'm sorry if I ramble, but that's kind of my answer for it.
Yeah, to kind of add on that too. It just takes some time. Yeah, like you said, probably about 10 or 11 episodes before, but. One of the biggest things was getting feedback from other people when we listen to it and they'd say, you guys bantering back and forth for 20 minutes before you get into the story, not really awesome. And so, so it's like, okay, so let's cut that time down. And just, and it's just the more you do it. You listen to really any podcast and the first few episodes can be a little rough until they just catch a groove. But yeah, I'd say a good 10 or 11, but we're always evolving. It's always changing. And,
believe it or not, the number of times I brought up my mom is just kind of funny to me, because she is the reason why we'll shift stuff around. Because I'm all like, my mom listened and she said it was really cringy when you did this, and I was like, yeah, thanks, Mom, thanks so much. And
I always get positive feedback.
Yeah.
What I love about my mom is she is so black and white. Like, will just tell me that's terrible, you know, or like whatever, right? But when she actually listens to it and goes, that was pretty funny. That's huge.
That's huge.
So, yeah, that's why we started. We do a little more talking near the end of our episodes when we record, because she was like, I just kind of want to just hear the story, and then you guys can chat and do whatever on the second half or whatever.
And that's how my wife was too when she would binge episodes.
She called it cringy?
Well, no, she didn't call it cringy. But yeah, she would kind of skip through the banter, get to the story, and then go to the next episode because she's like, I have like 10 episodes to catch up on, and I want to. We're now at 92. This is episode 92, actually. So, but yeah, so just take some time and you just feel it out. But
I'm gonna go right behind Cody and go to Jesse.
Where can we find you visually? You have a YouTube channel?
we do have a YouTube channel, M&A's Excellent Adventures, M&A_S, Excellent Adventures. I actually wrote it on the board here.
I'm really glad you wrote it on the board. I told you to stop doing that because I was freaking out about the projector. So glad you wrote that. While he's pulling that around, Cody, or sorry, you gentlemen in front.
How much of the story do you predetermine? Do you like follow guidelines in terms of how much of it of the plot you're doing?
That's what's super.
Going in?
That is super interesting, actually,
Yeah.
just because. Well, I mean, Michael, explain your process with this episode because you said it was loose enough to where if I went off the rails, you could pull it back in a little bit.
Yeah, and that's a lot of what it is. It's a very, very loose guideline, and we're totally like understanding that it is completely subject to change. There's been times before it's a little harder when we have the PowerPoint built because we want to have some like a visual element to it, things like that. But there's been plenty of times where I've got all the slides open and I'm like, oh, we're going back here, and now we're going here, and we're going here, and it just kind of wherever it goes. But the thing about it too, and one of the things we really enjoy about when we have guests, or rather that our guests have really enjoyed, is it's just structured enough to where the host can direct it. If need be. If it gets so off the rails that everybody's like, I don't know where to go from here, we can bring it back around and kind of get it into a place where we can continue to tell a story. It's very, very loosely structured. Anything can happen as well. But yeah, generally we've just gotten pretty good at
Sometimes we're on the same wavelength on the story. Like there was an episode where I was playing somebody who brought a third wheel, and the third wheel was a body pillow on a date, and it ended. Spoiler alert: the date actually saved the body pillow from the guy who
it was really
brought as a third wheel. And conveniently, Michael, before I even pulled up that part of the PowerPoint, he goes, "Yeah," and then I grabbed the body pillow and I just started running with it or something like that.
Yeah,
and I was like, we're on the same wavelength here. So.
That happens a lot.
So we loosely structured.
Yeah, there's a lot of moments where we're just like, oh, well, that's exactly where I was hoping the story would go, and you're already ahead of me here. So it just kind of works out.
Anything else? Any other
random things? Courtney.
Yeah.
How many hours a week do you guys spend working on this?
That varies drastically.
On episodes where Michael's animating, like that intro, for example. That's probably.
The intro was cool. The episode where I had to animate us over buff bodies, that sucked.
Yeah, but
that was not fun.
Sometimes it's 5 hours of just straight through editing. Sometimes it's like, I don't know, 8 to 10.
Yeah.
Maybe double. But that's only if we're focusing really heavily on the visual aids. And part of what we kind of learned is we also worked hard on improving our audio quality when we're actually recording, because it is a podcast first and foremost, but we kind of lean towards the visuals because it's fun for us to do and it makes us more motivated to produce something a little bit fun and different. But ultimately, if I'm just focusing on audio, I can whip through that pretty quick, just tightening it up with filters and compressors and such. But
have you ever had to re-record?
Yes. We have re-recorded a handful of times.
But never the same story.
Never the same story.
No.
There are some times where our story is so bad, I look at Michael and I just go, we can't.
Let's do something else.
This is too bad.
This is not.
It's not that bad in like a raunchy, still like crazy way. It's more like it's just bad. It just kind of fell flat. And that happens sometimes. That's part of finding your stride as well. That sort of
It's
stuff.
really important to be on the same wavelength when you're doing any kind of improv where it's like, one of the big things is like, generally Usually the settings have the structure more so, but none of the dialogue is like predetermined whatsoever. And so that's where it can be tricky, because there's been times where, for instance, there's an old episode, where I intended the entire episode, the story, to take place on a Ferris wheel with two like odd couple things, and they were just stuck on a Ferris wheel. But then shortly into the story, Anthony was like, and then the Ferris wheel stops and they get off. And I was like, I don't have any fucking where to go with this.
Yeah, that was one of the things
stumbling around.
It was pretty rough. They were like, yeah, we're done.
That was really good. Oh, it's 11:30? We're done?
Hey, thank you so much, folks. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, we got 10 minutes.
We got 10 minutes, okay.
So,
I didn't...
we got a question, okay? Oh, please, yes.
So this is my first exposure to you guys.
Yeah.
Sure.
How do you include anime to your podcast, I guess?
You know, not typically. Every once in a while, we have anime themed, but we range our themes not strictly around anime, which is interesting. We just thought having an anime themed episode today would be really fun. But we've had a handful of anime themes sprinkled in there. Sometimes it's like you are trying to sell you're three different salespeople trying to sell products, and then the PowerPoint, the surprise for the other person is like they have to sell a crinkly ball of aluminum foil with toothpicks in it. So some of it takes place in real life, some of it takes place in like fantasy worlds. We've done some anime stuff, but yeah, really interesting person. Thank you.
Are you
Yeah.
guys doing photos
Sure.
I don't think anybody wants
It is $20 for an autograph, and $20 for a picture, and for $75, I'll give you a high five.
Okay.
Or it's all free.
High five? Okay, what's up?
What kind of audio equipment do you guys use?
We use, believe it or not, just like we use Blue Yetis, which are USB. You can connect straight into my Mac, which is nice, which is what we record on. But the software I use is Logic, which is the paid Apple product. But I originally was using Audacity, which is a free audio software, which is really easy to edit. But I owned Logic for some other music project I was doing, so that helps. You can add compressors and make it sound a little cleaner and tighter that way. But yeah.
Are you happy with your audio, or do you want to upgrade?
Honestly, I would love an actual mixer like one of these things here that actual podcasters use, but USB works super well. I mean, the technology's just came such a long way, but yeah, XLRs is a little tighter, so as an audio file, it would be nice to get. But they're expensive.
Anthony is definitely the tech guy and all of that. Like, you are so much more educated on it. I just like when people tell me I'm funny.
Okay.
No, I'm good.
Any last minute questions? Otherwise, I think we can just kind of call it here. If that's
Wrap her up. All right.
Thank
Well,
you very
thank you,
much,
everybody.
This was
That
so
such
fun.
much fun.
I hope you had fun as well.
And I want to give it one more time because they've been really loud over there, and I feel like we can outdo them. So let's give it up.
Small but mighty.